My beloved child, pause for a moment and feel the weight of what I am about to reveal, because this is not an ordinary message, and it is not arriving by accident. Somewhere, quietly and without noise, someone has just allocated you an expensive house, a place of beauty and peace, and the person behind this extraordinary gift is closer to your destiny than you ever imagined. Before your mind begins to question how or why, stay with me. Don't skip. Something huge is waiting for you inside this revelation, and if you leave too early, you may miss the very detail that changes the way you see your own future. There are moments in life when doors open loudly, and then there are moments when they open in silence. This is the second kind. No announcement, no dramatic display, no public celebration, just a quiet decision made in your favor. An expensive house has been set aside with your name in mind, not merely as a structure of walls and windows, but as a symbol of elevation, stability, and arrival. You have spent so long wondering when your life would shift from surviving to settling, from hoping to holding, and now the shift has already begun behind the scenes. Stay till the end, because the identity of the person behind this gift carries a meaning that goes deeper than you expect. Picture this house for a moment. It stands in a place where light enters freely, where mornings feel calm instead of rushed, where evenings feel safe instead of uncertain. The floors echo with possibility. The windows frame a horizon that reminds you how far you have come. This is not about luxury for the sake of status. It is about restoration. It is about a chapter of your life where you are no longer wandering emotionally, no longer feeling like a temporary guest in your own story. Someone saw your journey. Someone recognized your quiet endurance. And without asking for applause, they decided you deserve more. But here is the twist you did not see coming. The person behind this expensive gift is not acting from impulse. This was intentional. Thoughtful. Measured. They have watched you carry responsibilities without complaint. They have observed how you continue to show kindness even when you receive very little in return. They have seen your restraint, your patience, your late-night reflections when no one else knew you were fighting silent doubts. And instead of offering you words, they chose to offer you space. A house. A foundation. A place that reflects your value. Don't skip this part. The deeper truth is that this allocation did not begin with money, it began with recognition. Recognition of your growth. Recognition of your transformation. Recognition of the way you handled situations that could have hardened you but instead refined you. This house represents the life you have been building internally for years. The peace you have practiced. The discipline you have learned. The maturity you have earned. Something huge is waiting for you in this realization. You are no longer where you used to be, and someone important has noticed. Now listen closely, because this is where the mystery intensifies. The person behind this expensive gift carries a connection to your future, not just your present. They are not simply giving you a property, they are aligning themselves with your next chapter. They see you as someone worth investing in emotionally, energetically, and practically. They believe your story is rising, not declining. And in their own quiet way, they want to be part of that rise. You may be asking yourself, why me? That question reveals how long you have underestimated your own worth. You have grown so accustomed to earning everything the hard way that the idea of receiving something extraordinary feels unfamiliar. But consider this: what if this house is not a reward for perfection, but a response to perseverance? What if it is appearing now because you are finally ready to live in a space that matches who you have become? Stay till the end, because the person behind this gift is not driven by obligation. They are moved by admiration. There is a difference. Obligation gives reluctantly. Admiration gives generously. This individual has seen your character in moments when you thought no one was paying attention. They have watched how you choose integrity over shortcuts. How you choose growth over drama. How you choose silence over unnecessary conflict. And that quiet strength has left an impression. This expensive house is symbolic of stability entering your life in a tangible way. It is a statement that you are no longer meant to drift between uncertainty and doubt. You are stepping into ownership of your environment, your direction, your peace. And the one behind this decision understands that your environment shapes your energy. They want you surrounded by space that supports your expansion rather than restricts it. Something huge is waiting for you in the final piece of this message, so don't skip ahead in your thoughts. Let the suspense build, because what you are about to understand is not about bricks and land. It is about belonging. The person behind this expensive gift has been quietly aligning their life with yours. They see a shared horizon. They see conversations echoing through hallways. They see laughter filling rooms. They see partnership, not transaction. This is why the house is expensive. Not merely in cost, but in meaning. It carries intention. It carries foresight. It carries the unspoken statement, you deserve a life that reflects your inner richness. And perhaps the most surprising revelation of all is this: the person behind this allocation may not feel like a stranger when you finally see the full picture. There is familiarity here. A sense of recognition. A feeling that your paths were always moving toward intersection. As you sit with this message, let yourself imagine what it feels like to walk through a door that was prepared with you in mind. Imagine placing your hand on a key that symbolizes trust. Imagine standing in a space that mirrors your growth. Don't dismiss this as fantasy. Instead, receive it as possibility. Because sometimes the greatest shifts in life begin with a decision made quietly in your favor. And the identity of the person behind this expensive gift? That truth is unfolding layer by layer. It is someone who believes in your future more than you currently do. Someone who sees your potential not as a distant dream, but as an approaching reality. Stay with me, because in the next part, you will begin to understand why this allocation happened now, and what it means for the life you are about to step into. There is a reason this decision was made in silence, and the timing of it is not random. The allocation of this expensive house did not begin yesterday. It began the moment you chose growth over bitterness, the moment you decided to rise instead of react, the moment you kept walking forward even when no one applauded your effort. Stay till the end, because the truth behind this gift is more personal than you realize. The person behind it has been observing not your public victories, but your private discipline. They saw the nights when you doubted yourself yet still chose to believe in tomorrow. They saw how you handled disappointment without turning cold. They saw how you carried responsibilities that were never officially yours but bore them with grace anyway. And in watching you, something shifted in them. They did not just see potential, they saw permanence. Don't skip this moment, because something huge is waiting for you inside this realization. The expensive house is not merely a gesture. It is a declaration. It declares that your life is entering a season of establishment. It declares that you are no longer in preparation mode, you are in positioning mode. The person behind this gift understands something about you that even you hesitate to accept. You are built for stability, not chaos, for legacy, not temporary chapters. This is why the house chosen is not ordinary. It reflects longevity. It reflects intention. It reflects a future where your name is not associated with uncertainty but with arrival. Now here is the revelation that changes everything. The individual who allocated this house has been emotionally aligning with you for longer than you think. Their decision was not sparked by sympathy, it was sparked by respect. Respect for your consistency. Respect for your vision. Respect for the quiet standards you refuse to lower. They see in you a partner for progress, a companion for growth, someone whose presence enhances rather than complicates. And this is why the gift carries weight. It is not transactional. It is symbolic. It says, I see you not just as you are, but as you are becoming. Imagine walking into that house and realizing it feels familiar, as if your spirit recognizes it before your mind does. Imagine sensing that every corner was chosen with an understanding of who you are. Your love for calm spaces, your need for light, your desire for a place that feels grounded and inspiring at the same time. This is not coincidence. This is alignment. The person behind this allocation did not guess, they perceived. They paid attention. And attention is the rarest form of care. Stay till the end, because the most surprising truth is still unfolding. This house represents more than shelter, it represents shared vision. The one behind it is not just giving you a place to live. They are preparing a place to build together. They believe your story is expanding, and they want their chapter written beside yours. That is why the gift is expensive, not because of price, but because of commitment. It costs intention to plan a future with someone. It costs vulnerability to step forward without guarantees. And yet, they stepped forward. Something huge is waiting for you in the next layer of this message, because soon you will understand why this allocation happened now, at this exact moment in your life. You are not the same person you were a year ago. You think differently. You move differently. You carry yourself with quiet authority. And the person behind this house noticed the shift before you did. They saw that you are ready for permanence. Ready for roots. Ready for a space that reflects your elevation. As this truth settles into your heart, allow yourself to feel what it means to be chosen thoughtfully. Not impulsively. Not temporarily. Thoughtfully. The allocation of this expensive house is a mirror of your internal transformation. You built strength within, now stability is being prepared around you. And when the full identity of the person behind this gift becomes clear, you may realize that destiny has been weaving this moment far longer than you ever imagined. Stay with this story, because the next part will reveal why their connection to you is deeper, closer, and more intertwined than you ever dared to believe. What if the key to that expensive house has already been symbolically placed in your hands, and you simply have not recognized it yet? Stay with this thought, because it changes everything. The allocation was not just about property, it was about timing, alignment, and a quiet promise forming behind the scenes. Don't skip this moment, because something huge is waiting for you in the understanding of why this happened now. The person behind this extraordinary gift did not act on impulse, they acted after certainty settled into their heart. They reached a point where imagining a future without you felt incomplete, and that realization led them to make a decision that reflects permanence rather than possibility. Think about the journey you have walked recently. The lessons that shaped you. The boundaries you learned to set. The standards you refused to lower even when it would have been easier. You were being prepared without knowing it. Every delay, every redirection, every season of patience was refining you for stability. And while you were focused on improving yourself, someone else was quietly recognizing your readiness. They saw that you are no longer searching for temporary shelter in life. You are ready for something established, something meaningful, something that lasts. Stay till the end, because the next revelation carries emotional weight. The person behind this expensive house has imagined you walking through its doors. They have envisioned shared mornings filled with calm conversation, evenings where laughter replaces uncertainty, a life built on mutual respect. This was not a random allocation, it was a vision-backed decision. They believe that your presence brings balance. They believe your energy brings peace. And they are choosing to anchor their future to yours in a way that is tangible and undeniable. Here is the surprising truth that may take your breath away: this person has been closer than you assumed. Not necessarily physically close every day, but emotionally attentive. They notice details about you that others overlooked. The way you think before you speak. The way you value loyalty. The way you remain grounded even when opportunities tempt you to rush. They observed your character when there was nothing to gain from observing it. And admiration grew quietly into intention. Don't skip, because this is where the depth unfolds. The expensive house represents more than generosity, it represents trust. Trust that you will cherish what is built. Trust that you will protect what is shared. Trust that you will invest your heart as fully as they are investing theirs. This is not about impressing you. It is about aligning with you. They are not offering you something to prove their worth, they are offering it because they see your worth clearly. Something huge is waiting for you in the next part of this journey, because the identity of the person behind this allocation is tied to a connection that feels destined rather than accidental. You may soon realize that conversations you thought were casual were actually foundations being laid. Moments you considered ordinary were actually assessments of compatibility. This decision has layers, and every layer points back to one truth: you are being chosen with intention. Imagine standing in front of that house and understanding that it symbolizes your transition into a new chapter of life, one where uncertainty gives way to clarity, where temporary arrangements give way to rooted plans. The allocation happened because the person behind it believes you are ready to build, not just dream. Ready to commit, not just consider. Ready to inhabit a life that mirrors the growth you have achieved internally. Stay till the end of this unfolding story, because what comes next will reveal why their heart reached this conclusion now, and why your paths are converging with a precision that feels almost surreal. The expensive house is not the climax, it is the beginning. And the person behind this gift is stepping forward, closer than ever, prepared to reveal themselves not just as a benefactor, but as someone who sees their future intertwined with yours. The truth has been standing in front of you longer than you realize, quietly waiting for the moment you are ready to see it clearly. Stay with me now, because this is where everything shifts. The expensive house that has been allocated to you is not just a symbol of generosity. It is the final confirmation of a decision that has been forming in someone's heart for a very long time. Don't skip this part, because something huge is waiting for you in the identity behind this gift. The person who made this move is not distant, not unfamiliar, not random. They are someone whose presence has already brushed against your life, someone who understands your silence as deeply as your words. Think back to the conversations that felt effortless, the moments when you felt seen without having to explain yourself. Think about the one who listened carefully, who asked about your dreams instead of just your day, who remembered small details about your preferences, your goals, your quiet struggles. That attention was not casual. It was intentional. While you were focused on becoming stronger, they were focused on becoming certain. Certain that you are the one they want to build with. Certain that your energy complements theirs. Certain that the future feels more complete with you in it. Stay till the end, because this revelation carries emotional weight. The person behind this expensive house has chosen you not because of what you have, but because of who you are. They have watched your evolution. They have admired your resilience. They have seen how you remain authentic even when the world encourages performance. And in a world full of temporary connections, they decided to make a permanent gesture. Allocating a house is not a small move. It is not casual. It is not impulsive. It is a statement that says, "I see a life with you." Here is the surprising part that may leave you breathless: the house was selected with shared memories in mind. Spaces imagined for conversations that have not yet happened. Corners envisioned for laughter that has not yet echoed. A future sketched quietly in their thoughts long before you suspected it. They are not offering you something to impress you. They are offering you something to include you. To invite you into a vision they have been nurturing privately. Don't skip, because this is the turning point. The reason this allocation happened now is because they feel the timing aligning perfectly. They sense that you are no longer in a chapter of confusion. You are clearer, steadier, more grounded than ever before. And that clarity gave them courage. Courage to move from imagining a future with you to preparing one. Courage to transition from silent admiration to visible action. Something huge is waiting for you in this understanding. You are not being given a house, you are being chosen for a life. The expensive walls and beautiful rooms are simply the physical reflection of a deeper commitment forming. The person behind this gift sees longevity when they look at you. They see partnership. They see growth side by side. And that vision became strong enough that they decided to anchor it in something tangible. As you absorb this, allow yourself to feel the weight of being valued at this level. Not admired from afar, not appreciated temporarily, but envisioned permanently. The identity behind the allocation is not meant to shock you with surprise, but to awaken recognition. When their name becomes clear in your heart, it will not feel foreign. It will feel like a puzzle piece finally fitting into place. Stay till the end of this unfolding journey, because what comes next will reveal how this connection deepens from silent intention into open declaration. The expensive house was only the beginning. The person behind it is stepping forward, not just as someone who allocated a gift, but as someone ready to stand beside you in the life that gift represents. And when that moment arrives, you will understand that this was never about property, it was about destiny quietly taking shape around you.